Hello and welcome to Ringside Reality. I'm your host, Thon, here with Topher.
What do you have, boys?
The Topher and Thon Show.
Well, that sounds way better than Ringside Reality.
Topher and Thon Show. No, in all seriousness.
Well, does this have
I'm
a good
Johnny.
ring to it?
I'm with Chris. Did I just say I'm Johnny, I'm Chris?
See,
I'm Johnny here with Chris.
yeah, well, like we've explained in the first couple episodes, is we're new to the old broadcast journalism world. So sometimes there's a little bit of a roadblock or something in a way where Johnny says something or I say something like, I'm Chris and you're Johnny or something. What? Alright,
Or
we just had one that
Was
time.
it like last... No, was it last week or the
that
week
actually
before?
made sense what I just said. What am I talking about?
Was it last week or the week before when I was like, goodbye, guys?
Well, you did the old McConaughey friggin' outro. You're like, alright, see you later. I'm like, what? And I thought that one ended good too, because, well, we always have problems with the start and the end. Well, not always. Sometimes it goes okay, but, like, the most awkward part of any show really is the introduction and fading out, so you're kind of, like, trying to get used to it. And the last one, I thought it ended alright. We're like, well, take it easy, everybody. And then you already said your goodbye to it, but you felt the need to just step in and be like, alright. I'm like, no, don't ruin it. No!
Yeah, the opening is always the most awkward for me. I don't know.
Well, yeah, the
Something
opening
about
is
it.
weird.
There's something about it just like cutting in. Everybody can also understand we're not together either. Like you're in Ontario, I'm in Newfoundland, so it's not like we're face to face talking to each other. So it's kind of awkward just sitting here staring at my computer screen, saying like "Hello, guys," you know.
I know, and we don't even have like, well, we could if we wanted to, I guess, but we don't have visuals, so we're not Skyping each other, so I can see his reactions or his mannerisms or something like, oh, this is what he's doing and it's funny or something. Like, this is just, I'm literally staring at, well, pretty much the TV the whole time, or my doorknob or something, staring at the fucking baseboard on the fucking wall. Like, there's no visuals at all, so it'll get better. Sometimes it mixes up a bit, but usually I find if I just get blackout shit-faced, it goes pretty good.
Yeah, we're a few beers in, so it's going to get better.
Well, I just had a domestic disturbance with my missus out there, so fucking
His old girlfriend's about to beaten up.
yeah, it's definitely going to be like Scott Hall fucking scenario happening here soon.
No, Jerry Lawler, you're going to give her a gun, tell her to shoot herself.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do the old. Hopefully, you don't fire me from the podcast like Jerry Lawler, old Adam Rose or something. It's been a rough 45 minutes. Everything was all planned out tonight because, like, as much as people don't believe it, we actually do have lives. So we always got to like get together and figure out when we're going to do it. And then, of course, tonight when we do it, it's a Friday night too. It's August 12th. It's a Friday night. So we're getting ready to do it. And then all of a sudden the missus comes in and starts fucking trying to get me to cancel the podcast so we can go and stuff her face with fucking full rack of ribs or something. Like, and I was just like, no. Now, hold on a second. Wait a second. All right.
Nobody's going to believe...
Hold on. Wait. Please.
Nobody's going to even believe that we have girlfriends or wives.
Well, no,
we're
that's
total losers.
Jesus Christ. What if, by some chance, it would take a miracle that Mel actually listens to this podcast? I'm going to be more shit. Delete that. The last, like, fucking 45 seconds. Get rid of it. I'll be ruined. I just freaking threw under the bus.
I'll be ruined.
I'm ruined.
Nobody believes she even exists anyway, so...
Well, remember back in the day when any of us, because we were all friggin' wrestling nerds and stuff, if anybody ever did get a girlfriend, we always thought they were paid actors or something. They come in friggin'... Nobody actually thought we could have a fucking girlfriend.
Well, I'm pretty sure you didn't believe that my wife existed for a long time.
No, I already moved on here.
When I first started... Yeah, when I first started dating you were like, yeah, she doesn't exist.
No. Like, I stand by that too. I'm pretty sure she's like a hologram or something. Like, you still don't have a girlfriend.
I got married to a hologram. Yeah.
You know, I was actually at your wedding and I still don't believe it. Well, there's more exciting things going on than our miserable lives, apparently, because it's another fantastic week in WWE. All right.
Well, in wrestling in general, I guess. There's a few things I want to talk about outside of WWE.
What?
Yeah,
you gotta,
like wrestling-wise.
Oh, I was going to say, you got to debrief me if we're going to do a step outside.
No, like, outside of WWE. Like, in wrestling world, but there's a few things that happen, like... Idol Stevens or Aaron Stevens or Aaron Rex, whatever the fuck his name is now, Damien Sandow. He made his TNA debut last night.
Live, or is that show taped?
Yeah. Actually, I think it might have been live. I don't think it's live now, but it's taped. But nobody knew about it until like yesterday or day before.
Oh, and what's his name?
Aaron Rex is his name now.
The fuck's that?
I don't know. His real name's Aaron Stevens, and then he went under the name Idol Stevens. Then he became Damien Sandow. But now he's under the name Aaron Rex for some reason. But he basically did fuck all. He came out and did a like work shoot promo on WWE kind of deal. He came out and said how the last company he worked for misused him, and now he's here to, live up to his potential and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
so it wasn't. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything groundbreaking or anything like that. Now his promo was good. I didn't watch it, but I heard stuff about it that his promo was good, but it wasn't really nothing outrageous. He didn't come in and like fucking take out everybody in the whole company or nothing.
No, he didn't do like it wasn't a huge splash, I guess you're saying.
No. Another big thing that came from TNA was Bobby Lashley's now like the fucking uber champ in TNA. So there's no point watching TNA unless you like Bobby Lashley. He's got every title.
What?
Yeah, he's got the TNA title, the TNA heavyweight title, X Division title, and the King of the Mountain title.
Okay, first of all, 2 questions. What the fuck is the King of the Road, or whatever you said, mountain title?
Or King of the Mountain.
How could he be X Division? Isn't there a weight class?
That's what I thought too. I thought X Division was for like the cruiser, almost like
200 pounds or less. It always used to be like in wrestling anyway, or now it's changed a bit because they got the CWC.
I think I think it's the equivalent of the IC title, and the King of the Mountain is the equivalent to the US title.
What's it called? The King of the Mountain title?
Yeah.
All right, that's
they used to have a King of the Mountain match.
Well, I
don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah, I've seen a few of those King of the Mountain matches, but it just seems like too much of a... Like, first of all, don't make any sense, first of all. So, the last time I checked, the King of the Mountain is as high as you can go. You're on a mountain, and you're the king, so you're a top dog. So, that's not even the world champion is above the King of the Mountain? I mean, it fucks sense.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, the IC title is the equivalent of King of the Mountain?
I think so, or the US. But that's their 3 major titles. The only title he does not have is the women's title and the tag titles.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Bobby Lashley's friggin' playing some mad backstage politics, it sounds like.
Yeah, so next big news come from TNA is that Billy Corgan is now the president of TNA as of today.
Yes, I read that.
So yeah, Dixie Carter's out. She's now just like the COO or something, or the chief executive officer, like the CEO or whatever. He's above her, so there's rumors abound that he's the majority stakeholder in TNA right now, so he basically owns it.
Yeah, I guess so. Dixie's going to take she's no longer going to run day-to-day operations of the actual company. I
got a question with that though. When the fuck did Billy Corgan become like a wrestling guy? I don't understand.
Well, he always was.
That seems but this seems like the two like most opposite things in the world to me. Like the Smashing Pumpkins and Billy Corgan in the 90s and pro wrestling, that doesn't even like go together at all for me.
I don't know. Like apparently, I mean, we wouldn't have known if he was in the 90s anyway because we didn't have fucking internet. But like apparently, he's always been a huge, like he's a mark.
He seemed like that. He seemed like that kind of like grungy kind of like not goth, but like that like emo kid that wouldn't really be into pro wrestling. Pro wrestling seems, I don't know. I'd expect more like a fucking country music hick to be, into pro wrestling more than what Billy Corgan would be.
Yeah.
That might be stereotyping.
You're stereotyping big time now. Stereotyping big time.
Yeah, but we're into pro wrestling too.
I'm not goddamn like hick. I don't even like country music.
No, me neither. I would say I'm a big like heavy metal fan, and I'm into pro wrestling. But you know what I mean? Like he doesn't. It's a big disconnect for me there. I don't know if he fits into pro wrestling as much as I thought it would. Now, good on him if he's the fucking president. I mean, do what you got to do. I mean, he might be the biggest pro wrestling fan in the world, but it just doesn't seem like something that that was organic for him to take over. I don't know. Maybe he just kept it under wraps. His whole like pro wrestling love. And probably the biggest story in TNA was the broken Brother Nero. Broken Brother Nero. So Jeff Hardy is now like broken like Matt Hardy. So he's now taken up the mantle of Brother Nero. He is Brother Nero.
So he basically like has aligned himself with Brother Matt.
Yeah. So Jeff Hardy has been deleted, and now Brother Nero only exists.
Well, now why don't I kind of seen it coming, I guess, because they obviously want to keep it going because it's the hottest feud they ever had, and they can't have just Matt and Jeff fighting each other for the next 10 years. So I guess the only logical thing to do was have Jeff Hardy turned into Brother Nero. So that's his actual name now. He no longer goes by Jeff Hardy. He goes by Brother Nero.
I'm assuming, yeah, because it only happened last night, and he was like shouting into the mic that I am Brother Nero, I am Brother Nero. So
I read a horrific story that he swanton bombed himself through a fucking table or something.
Yeah, from onto the outside or something.
Oh, good old never change, TNA, never change.
Well, see, I think that's got a lot to do with they're kind of playing off what happened last month. Did you hear about this? His whole meltdown in the ring, and is it this indie show?
I don't think so.
Did you hear about this? So, like, apparently what happened, he was in a match. I'm not sure who it was against, but it was at an indie show, and he took a bad bump, or he got a knock to the head or something, and they said it concussed him. He had a concussion, but I don't know if that's like what actually happened. But after the match, he just started to flip out. He started destroying stuff. He was like throwing stuff around, destroying tables.
For real, Ski?
He jumped through a couple of the tables like he did at TNA. He started like drop kicking table pieces in the corner.
He had to be fucking working that.
Apparently, he put up a ladder, and he picked up. There was a cardboard cutout of Silver King. Remember him, Silver King? There's a cardboard cutout of Silver King. He got up on the ladder, climbed to the top of it, holding the cardboard cutout, started pointing to the sky saying, "I love you, Eddie," because he mistaken it for Eddie Guerrero.
Oh my god!
So, from what I understand, what I'm reading about it from what I understand afterwards, he was brought to the hospital, and they said he had a concussion or something, and they thought that might have been just something from a concussion. So I don't know if TNA's taking that and working that into the angle where now he's like throwing himself through tables and stuff.
Oh my god! I think his contract runs out in January, I believe, with old fucking TNA there. So I think he's gonna end up back in WWE. Obviously,
he wants to end his career in WWE. I'm pretty sure he's gone on record saying it, that he wants to end in WWE.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know if WWE take him back. There's just a lot of drug issues, and they're kind of staying away from that shit.
Except for Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton. Brock Lesnar, and Randy Orton. I love how the main event of SummerSlam is two drug addicts. Yeah. So TNA had a interesting week. Sounds like, boy.
Yeah, they were pretty. That's only the last couple of days, as far as I understand.
Like, I don't know what station TNA even comes on, to be honest with you, because I don't think we get in Canada.
TV, I think. Pop TV is what it comes. I don't watch it. Fuck that. I just read what pops up on the wrestling news and stuff.
Well, I have some.
Well, it's the worst show in the world. Remember when we watched that fucking was it Bound for Glory or whatever the hell it was? Remember when they had the Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy match on it? Was that Bound for Glory?
Yeah, that would have been. That would pretty much be the only one we would have watched. Because that's supposed to be their like WrestleMania or something. And
it was fucking garbage, man. I couldn't even watch half of it.
No,
it was boring as hell.
That was Slammiversary.
That was Slammiversary. I don't. It was one of them. Man. I don't even remember. Only reason why I wanted to watch it was because of Matt and Jeff Hardy.
And that match wasn't even that good. It was the next one to find deletion that was actually the good one.
And they had that on TV. They had it on Impact.
Yeah.
So I don't understand that.
So Brother Nero is now a storyline that's continuing because Jeff Hardy actually is Brother Nero.
Yeah, I think they won the tag titles.
Actually, I never heard it, but I think this happened. Maybe you listened to it because, well, just so everybody knows, I've been on vacation for like fucking 6 or 7 or 8 days or something. So I missed, like, if I sound like I don't know what's happening, it's not because I'm not watching wrestling anymore or something. It's just because I've been on vacation and I'm letting Johnny kind of fill me in here on what's happened since I've gone. Because I really have no fucking idea because I missed Raw and most of SmackDown. And obviously I wasn't checking results and stuff because I was in the States and stuff and I can't turn on the data because of fucking roaming charges. But apparently, Hardy, Broken Matt, was on Jericho's podcast.
Apparently, I read it.
But he
today
stayed a goddamn character the whole time, man.
I know. I read it that happened today, or like I read today that happened, and I meant to go watch it because I'm sure it's fucking gold.
Well,
it
happened like
awesome.
Tuesday. It's a few days old, but like apparently discussed like Vanguard 1 and all Matt Hardy stuff. But the thing that I didn't understand was I thought it was going to be, obviously because it's on a podcast. From the comments I read, because I haven't heard it, he's actually in character the whole time. So,
which that's the reason why I want to listen to it. I'm really interested because I'm sure it's fucking great.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be good if he's in character. Apparently, like someone was saying, and again I haven't seen it or listened to it, sorry, but apparently a couple of times he slipped character just because I imagine it's hard for him I fear for him. If he keeps doing this, I feel he's going to turn into fucking Hulk Hogan or something. Like, Hulk Hogan actually think he exists. Like, he don't even know who Thierry Bollea is. Like, once Hogan became a huge star, he actually thought he was Hulk Hogan. Still to this very day.
Remember, we discussed that on one of our earlier podcasts, how in the court proceedings against Gawker, he said that it wasn't his penis on the camera, it was Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, so he actually fucking is mentally insane and thinks that he's a totally different person. Like, he's talking to himself in the fourth person and shit. But like,
he thinks Thierry Bollea and Hulk Hogan are two separate entities.
Yeah, I think that's gonna happen. Like, Matt's doing podcasts in this thing and everything. Hopefully, he doesn't become like fucking goddamn psycho or something, because he's actually like enthralled in his character 100%. It sounds like. So,
too bad he's not. Too bad he wasn't in a bigger company, man. Too bad he wasn't in. I know WWE would probably ruin him.
Well, he couldn't do it. Like, he wouldn't do this in
point.
WWE's thing, right? Because,
but I'm almost like it's almost wasted on such a small. I'm not gonna say in like TNA's that small, but can you imagine if it was get to a broader audience?
Yeah,
man, it'd be fucking excellent. Everybody'd be talking about it, I think.
Yeah, he's kind of he's stuck in TNA, and the thing is too is TNA's the only place it'll work, man, because like he could do what he's doing in WWE, like they wouldn't even let him, right? Like he'd come in and they'd hand him a script and he'd be fucking Matt Hardy. He'd just be a regular character, like they wouldn't.
Well, he'd just be Matt Hardy version 1 or whatever.
Version 3.0 or whoever he'd be down. But yeah, so TNA's doing a bit of. Well, I mean, they're making a bit of noise. Their ratings are fucking horrible garbage. Nobody cares about the company, but.
Yeah, what are they doing? Like a 0.4 or something?
I think their average is probably 0.7, 0.8. But they're basically getting a quarter of the WWE's audience, which, I mean, it seems like more and more these days too. I don't want to switch gears, but this Bischoff has a podcast now. He's won many people in line saying basically ratings don't matter anymore, which honestly may have a bit of truth to it, because we live in a society where a lot of people don't have cable nor sit down and watch cable because everything's on your phone or your laptop or your tablet or whatever. So he basically
I agree with that. I agree, because
don't hit the alarm button when the ratings.
A lot of the wrestling I watch is online, and I'll catch it if I missed it. And a lot of stuff, like you said, Pop TV is not available in Canada, so even if you wanted to watch Impact, you'd have to watch it online.
No. Well, there's so many ways to watch it, right? Like the WWE Network has obviously been successful, which is once again shows that as long as McMahon sticks to wrestling, like you remember the XFL and the bodybuilding thing, he always failed. But as long as it got something to do with wrestling, it'll make it work. So that's like they just put out their revenue for the last quarter, or last year, 2015, they made the most money they ever have as a company by like a shit ton. So, I mean, and that's the worst part, because as shitty as the product is, and as much as people complain about it, they're raking in more money right now than they ever have by a fucking landslide. And it's hard for those people to look themselves in the mirror and go, we got to change our product or something, because they're making so much money. So expect it to be much of the same for the next fucking couple of years, because they're actually raking in shit tons of money, man. Like, I've seen that they made 600, don't quote me on the number, it was 600 something, but I think it was 678 million gross last year, which is almost $1 billion fucking dollars. Like, that's gross money. That's insane. Like, the amount of money they're making. And a lot of it came from the WWE Network, social media, this friggin' YouTube channel, all their stuff, the Twitters, the Facebooks, everything came from there. Really, the TV deal, I think, was probably like only 10% of it with USA. So a lot of their money's coming from different outlets, which I think is fair to say for any organization these days, whether it's sports, or baseball, UFC, wrestling. I guess TV doesn't matter anymore. Or it doesn't matter as much anymore. I think we're from the generation where we still sit down and watch wrestling on TV Monday nights, but because that's what we did when we grew up. But a lot of younger people, probably 14, 15 years old, they're not wired that way, right? They don't, on a Monday night, they don't sit down, turn on their cable TV and sit down and watch the TV, right? You know what I mean? It's different for them. So they get the next day on YouTube or Hulu or whatever they do. But we're obviously from the generation where we still sit down and watch it on TV, but raking in large dough. So I guess people like us who complain about the product, friggin' what are you gonna do, right? Alright. The hell is that? Fucking Billy Gunn coming in here? What's going on here?
Are you an ass man?
What is happening? I love to stick 'em. I love to fuck 'em.
I love to pick 'em.
It doesn't even make sense, first of all.
None of the song makes sense.
What's that mean? Well, the part where he says I like to stick him or something kind of makes sense. Does he say I like to slap him or something at one point? So we're all good. Vince is making lots of money. He's sleeping, fucking with a pile of money. Fucking, he's loving it. And here Triple H said 50-50 booking doesn't exist.
That's bullshit.
He defended WWE booking. He said it's not even a thing. He said it's just something that nerds on the internet made up. I was like, no fucking way, man. They've been doing that for years too. Like, I understand he's in the position in the company where he's got to defend it or whatever, but he can't honestly say that 50-50 booking doesn't exist.
All the time.
Holy crap. Yeah. It happens it happens every fucking week, actually. So, it's a weird summer. So what happened now? Like, Raw, you told me Raw was horrible.
Not much happened on Raw. Before we get to Raw, there's a couple things. So, like, we talked about Bischoff's podcast. Now, Vince Russo got a podcast. You heard about this, right? Vince Russo?
Who?
So apparently he's ripping
Russo,
us off.
Yeah.
So he took... This is after we discussed it. Remember when we discussed how Finn Balor should embrace the demon character like WWE should have, and how Finn Balor shouldn't talk and he shouldn't... Vince Russo went on his podcast and said, like, almost word for word, the exact same thing. So,
that seems weird to me.
I think Vince Russo is ripping us off.
So he's ripping us off? Yeah, fuck you, Russo. You fucking make like fucking $900 a week fucking sitting in your old house. You used to be goddamn millionaire back in the day. You're a fucking washed up has-been. Fucking sits behind your fucking computer complaining about wrestling. It ain't 1999 anymore, Russo. Get over it. You suck. You ruined WCW. You're a horrible booker. If you ever had Vince McMahon at the helm, you would have been shit in WWE too. He stole our ideas, Johnny. He fucking stole it, Thom.
So that's what... I had to get that out there fucking too, because I read it.
What do you mean, though? Like, does he mean like he should always be the demon? Or?
Basically, exactly what I said was that, like, when they introduced him, introducing him as just some plain Joe Finn Balor didn't really have as much impact as if he would have come out as the demon. Now, they are introducing the demon now, but I read something about this today, and I sort of agree at the same time that who do you think's going to win at SummerSlam? So if you think Seth Rollins is going to win, don't WWE have themselves backed into a corner a little bit with the booking? Because if he comes out as the demon, then loses to Seth Rollins, doesn't that kill that character? Like, that character's gone. So how can you take the demon seriously, or how do you like jump to the conclusion that the demon's more powerful than what Finn Balor is if he loses in his first match as the demon? Like, it makes no sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So if he would have come out as the demon on that first Raw, beat Rusev in that Fatal 4-Way, and then beat Roman Reigns and come out super strong, then you can say, all right, because he was the demon is because why he won. Then maybe have like Rollins beat him down as regular Finn Balor 1 week between then and SummerSlam. Then SummerSlam he comes out as the demon again. Then if he loses, it makes Rollins seem strong, but at the same time, Finn Balor still looks strong because he beat Rusev and Roman Reigns in the same night. But right now, as normal Finn Balor, he beat two of those guys. Now he becomes the demon, goes into SummerSlam and loses? Doesn't that make the demon seem weaker than the regular Finn Balor? So
I suppose it does.
They got themselves backed into a book, and they got themselves booked into a corner. To me, it makes no sense. I mean, if he loses,
they don't have to end it.
What the fuck is the point then? If he loses, what's the point of the demon character? What's the point of it?
Well, they truly do have themselves back to the corner, because there's a part of the equation too. Is so normally if WWE backs themselves in the corner, which you do quite often, they'll always do a screwy finish, like a non-finish. But they can't even do that because this is for the first ever Universal title. So someone has to walk it with the belt, which means that they can't even do like a screwy finish, like someone interferes and costs. You know what I mean? Like, they have to have a winner to this match because it's not just a regular title match. Like, this is for the fucking first ever Universal Championship. So now you're right. Like, they have that situation. Plus, they got to have a clear cut winner. They have to. Like, someone's got to walk out of SummerSlam with that belt around their waist.
Well, the way I look at it is that if he doesn't win, then they basically killed off his character. Like, it's just for him to go back to NXT almost. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know if I wholeheartedly agree with that. Like, I don't think they're gonna fucking... If he loses the match, I mean, people have short memories, right? Like, I mean, we've talked about forever how Bray Wyatt was buried, but they could bring him back and put him in a main event feud, and everyone will probably buy it, even though he's been buried to shit for the last 3 years. Kane is another one. He for years in the 2000s he was buried and losing to jobbers, but whenever they inserted him into a main event feud, people kind of forgot about it, and he was still the Demon Kane. Big Show is another guy who was always a jobber, and then when they threw him into a main event, he sold a few tickets. Like, I don't think they're gonna ruin him if he loses, but you're right, it definitely has an impact on that character. They got a tricky situation with him just because he does have that other character. If he didn't have that, who cares?
Well, that's
right?
what I mean. He just
like,
lose.
You know what I mean?
Big
if he didn't
deal.
have the demon, yeah, just lose. But I mean, like, he started off. The only thing that they fucked themselves over with, and I believe that all that we're talking about is the one mistake they made, and you said it numerous times, is he should have came out as a demon. Because if he came out as a demon and, like you said, won those 2 matches, he's already shown that the demon can win. He could be goddamn Rusev and Roman Reigns in one night. Even if he lost at SummerSlam, people will be like, alright, well, guy still beat Roman Reigns clean in the middle of the ring, man. Like, he's not that much of a loser. But regular Balor beat them. Now Demon Balor loses the Raw. They truly do have themselves.
The demon makes him seem weaker when the demon's supposed to make him seem stronger.
And yeah, well, and I don't know, like, what do you think? So they're going to put the belt on? I honestly, like, I'm a bit of a mark like anybody else, man, but I don't think fucking Finn Balor should win the belt. I mean, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't do it. Like, if I was booking a show, I wouldn't have him win the belt because just not enough cachet behind his name yet to have him the first ever. He doesn't. I wouldn't do it yet. I'd probably do it, but I'd wait for a year or so before I put the belt on him. Like, it's a double standard with wrestling, right? Because anytime someone gets over pushed, that's over 6 foot tall these days, they're heavyweights or shoved down your throat or this or that. They get Cena booking, Superman booking. But when a fucking goddamn 5'6" guy comes in, does a few flips, and gets booked to the fucking moon, it's like, oh, that's okay. So if they put the belt on Balor at SummerSlam, everything we talked about Roman Reigns, everything we talked about Cena the last 10 years, everything we talked about anybody getting over push, he just stepped all over that. This would be the biggest push in the first 30 days of the company of all time. But the double standard would be, it's okay, because the guy can come out and kick and wrestle and flip. But anyone over 6'1", who's a heavyweight, no, he's being over pushed, shoved down your throat. The definition of shoved down your throat will be if he wins the belt at SummerSlam. Honestly, man, like, I like Finn Balor. I think he's a good fucking wrestler. I don't know much about his character, but he can go in the ring. But if he beats Roman Reigns and Rusev on his first night and comes out and wins the first ever Universal Championship on the main event of the second biggest show of the year in his first 35 days in the company, then to me that's a huge double standard. But the internet wrestling community doesn't see it the way I see it, because they just see it as, he's an indie guy. I like him. But, I mean, like, honestly, like, everybody that bashed Roman Reigns could take a back seat, as far as I'm concerned, to fuck right off, because we spent the last 3-4 months, 2 years, actually, complaining about his super booking, and I don't, that's what I mean, it's not that I don't want him to win, I just don't think he's going to win, because logically, to me, you can't push a guy that fast and expect him to succeed, because these days, fans will turn on you when you start getting over pushed. And this will be the definition of, if you looked in the fucking dictionary at an over-pushed wrestler, it'll be, you destroyed 2 heavyweights in your first night and won the belt at the second biggest show of the year in your first month. That's over-pushed to the fucking moon. So, what do you do there, man? Like, let me ask you, what would you do? How would you book the match at SummerSlam? If I was booking a match at SummerSlam, I don't know anymore because of this demon thing, but I'd have Rollins go over, but I'd make it a bit screwy to set up another feud for Balor after SummerSlam. Like, I wouldn't keep Balor and Rollins going. I'd have someone come in, like Samoa Joe come out or something and fucking destroy someone from NXT who he has a history with. I don't know what I do, but I do something like that where Balor looks like he lost only because of something, and yet it sets up a fresh food for him, and Rollins can move on.
I think that's the only way they can salvage it. If somebody, and it has to be somebody that's like new and impactful. It can't be just like, it has to be somebody that's new coming in, like that's going to make an impact.
What would you think about fucking Nakamura coming out?
I don't know. See, because they got that thing. Nakamura's taking on Joe, right? So I'm wondering if Nakamura does. Yeah, Nakamura's going to win the belt. So I don't know if that's going to be a blow off for Joe. I'm not even sure Joe is coming up to the main roster. Like,
I've been reading that they want him to stay down there because he's a veteran
that's what I
type
think.
presence.
They got a couple of them down there like that. So like Bobby Roode is going to be the same deal. He's going to be in NXT. He's just going to be like there. You know who Bobby Roode is? He got the best. He had the best wrestling music ever, man. Have you heard his wrestling music? I'm gonna put it on. We'll listen to the first couple seconds of it because it's good. It sounds like Kiss, not Kiss. Sorry, Queen. Sorry, a little bit. Just listen. You hear it? It just starts off as like glorious.
It reminds me of remember Christian's old Captain Charisma song?
Yeah.
Christian. That's his. What does it say? Glory. I couldn't hear it. Well, I can hear it, but it's like operatic.
Yeah, it's like glorious.
Isn't it?
I won't give in until I am victorious.
Oh my god, it's actually not bad. I would say it's a good theme song. You know why? Is that an actual song?
Yeah, it's called. It's
Or
his
is that a
wrestling
wrestling
theme
theme
song,
song?
but it's called
so that makes it even
Glorious
better.
Domination.
Nice, and it's not even just a generic rock song like everybody else uses.
It's got a bit of a. Yes, I liked it when he came out to it. It's hilarious. As his character now, he's like the glorious Bobby Roode or something.
Well, that's all right. Like I don't mind that. Like at least they're doing something with it. But I mean, like I'm all about a cheap laugh. Like as much as we dig and fucking take apart wrestling, like if someone comes out with a cheap old fucking gimmick that's been done even a million times, like if it's funny, I'll still laugh at it. You know, like Glorious Bobby Roode. I don't even see this. Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I watched him on
like
SmackDown. He's
especially with that theme song.
He's in a feud with what's his name? Almas. Andreas Cien Almas or whatever the fuck his name is.
I don't know. Fucking Andreas Semenanis?
Semenanis?
I say Semenanis.
Cien Almas. Andrade. This is Andrade Cien Almas. This is.
Alright. Well, first of all, you're saying that. Well, I agree with you that Nakamura's probably going to take the belt. So, logic would believe that or who's he fighting with?
Yeah.
Oh, he's Bobby Roode's feud. No. Logic would make you think that maybe someone will come out in the match and cost him the match, but like I said, I think they're keeping Joe in NXT just because, I don't know, they seem to like him with the kids and everything, right? Or whatever, with the youngsters, and you can mentor him or something. So, I don't know how to get out of this one, but I mean, they put themselves in a few jams before, and usually they get out of it because there's not really anything on the line. Like if it's just a typical title match, but this time, like it's the biggest show of the year besides WrestleMania, and it's the first ever Universal title. So someone's got to win the cocksucker. They can't just have fucking a screwy finish like goddamn Lex Luger and Yokozuna or something, where Lex Luger got counted out, and for some reason, Yokozuna got counted. The balloons and everything start coming down like he won the fucking belt, and wrestlers ran out and put him on his shoulder.
It was a big victorious thing,
and everyone's. It was a huge celebration. It was like goddamn fucking Hillary Clinton at the fucking or the fucking Democratic convention. There was like balloons falling everywhere. Wrestlers had him on his shoulder. He didn't even win the belt. Like you talk about destroying someone, but so I don't know how they're getting out of that. And again, what did he do? Not bring Balor as the demon? They got to, man. It's
Alright, so I guess we'll talk about Raw. Seeing we're a half hour in.
No.
You know what? In all honesty, I don't remember much of what happened on Raw because nothing was really memorable.
Well, we don't have to talk about Raw if we don't want to because
what happened,
I've never seen it. And there's some other news on the go this week.
Roman Reigns had a decent promo for once.
Alright, so first of all...
Yeah, he did. It wasn't that bad. It was the whole, I think him being against Rusev in this main, mid-card feud is actually helping him a lot. Because he's not shoved down people's... He's not shoved down people's throats, and I think the crowd can get, organically get behind him a little bit better. I got no problems with Reigns. Listen, I got no problems with... There's been so many guys like him in the history of wrestling. It's not even funny. Where they're not really that good in the ring. But it's not even a big deal. Hogan wasn't fucking good in the ring at all.
Holy fuck, man. Reigns better than
That's what I
Hogan in the
mean.
ring.
So
Jesus Christ.
I think it's the fact that he was shoved down everybody's throats, and the way he was booked and the way he came off on TV and stuff. I think this is more of an organic way for fans to get behind him. I don't mind fans getting behind Reigns. I really don't. And if he was brought up correctly...
Merc!
If he was brought up correctly, I think he'd be decent. But I think this is more of an organic way to bring him up. So put him against Rusev. Rusev's like one of the best heels they got in the goddamn company right now. So put him against him. Don't have him come out and just be like bulldozing over Rusev. That doesn't help at all.
He's gonna win that match
100%.
with one spear versus
don't
Rusev.
doubt that whatsoever. But like they did a whole thing where Rusev and Lana were celebrating their wedding. He had a wedding cake, and Reigns came out and said he was like, "Oh, you didn't have any groomsmen, so I'm going to be your best man," or something. He did a toast to him and stuff.
All right, this sounds horribly fucking cheesy. So
it was. I'm not going to listen. It wasn't a fucking. It wasn't a golden 5-star promo.
Right, you fucking loves Roman Reigns now. You want to fucking bag him. That's what I'm hearing. You like Roman Reigns now. You think he's a deadly wrestler. He's sexy and he got good mic skills.
No,
is that what I'm picking up?
Like I said, it wasn't a 5-star promo, but it was good compared to his other stuff. It wasn't I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a good guy, I'm the guy kind of material.
I think you can compare it to Milli Vanilli. Look, when they got caught lipstick and everyone thought it was the worst thing that ever happened to him. But in the long run, when you look back, it was actually the best thing that ever happened to him. Because Buddy
didn't want him to commit suicide, so...
So, like, it ended up being the best thing that ever happened, really, when he thinks about it. If he looks back then.
You're out of control.
So, maybe the drug scandal... Well, I'm just saying, maybe the drug scandal with Reigns. Like, now listen, let's be serious for a second. We said this. Like, we predict everything that happens in wrestling. Because when Roman Reigns got the doping violation, and when he come back that first night and lost, as soon as he came out and attacked Rusev, I wrote you and I said, this is the best thing ever happened to Reigns, was this violation. Because now he's in the mid-card, he can actually be himself, he doesn't have to pressure the whole goddamn company pushing down his shoulders. He can just be himself, and he'll get over, because he's not... Honestly, I've never thought Reigns was bad in the ring. I never thought he was a bad wrestler. The Superman punch is corny as shit. But as an overall performer, he's had plenty of good matches.
Sounds like you must have banging now.
So I never thought he was a bad wrestler. No, listen,
you're just swallowing his baby gravy.
Boy, listen, I once cuffed the balls and swallowed the gravy of Roman Reigns. What can I say? It's not that big a deal. All right. All I'm saying is that
definitely, and that's what I just said. You're basically copying everything I just said.
Mark. No, I didn't say. What I said is that I'm not talking about his promo skills, because he can't. To me, he's horrible. He's horrible on the fucking mic. Horrible, dog shit. I'm talking about in the ring. He gets a lot of flack for being a shitty wrestler, but now that the spotlight's off him, he might actually get a bit of cheers. Did I just literally repeat everything you just said?
But we can both agree that
him
being in the mid card is where he deserves to be right now.
Listen. All right. After this conversation, this is what I gathered from this Road Rage conversation: is if there was a dick sucking contest, you'd go first, because you
gonna have the sloppy seconds.
So you can have him, not me. I don't want sloppy seconds. No, well, maybe. No, never. No. So
No.
Roman Reigns, I'm Rob. I don't know. It sounds horribly cheesy when you just described a birthday cake or something, saying I'm the best man. Like, that sounds fucking horrible.
It wasn't that bad. It sounds a lot cornier. It was a little corny, but like what he was saying was
like all of a sudden, I love how you are a true IWC, aren't you? Like in 1 week, you turn from the biggest hater of Roman Reigns.
Don't like him at all. I'm just saying, compared to his other stuff, what he did on Monday wasn't that bad. So I'm going to talk about.
Listen, I'll ask you a question. Hold on, let me ask you a question before he starts rambling on. Is it worth a watch? No. Should I go look it up, or is it just like?
I'm just saying that it was better than his other stuff.
You're saying in context of his whole career, it was good.
Like I said, he's not the guy that kind of bullshit.
Oh, beep, beep. It's Chris's breaking news of the week time. Tidbit. I heard old Roman Reigns banging Stephanie, boy. Yeah, there's a whole rumor going around the internet. I read a couple times this week. Friggin' Roman Reigns get punished because friggin' there's apparently something on the go backstage with all. It's hot take. No. You got any hot take music?
Hot take?
Give me some hot take music. I need something like. Yeah, like I got a hot take. Like I got some gossip for you. Give me something. Give me something like.
Alright, hold on a second.
Like starts with hot shit or something.
Hot take.
Give me some hot take. Are these hot take music like? Like I don't know. You know how it's like detectives and shit like.
Yeah, give me a second here,
or whatever. Like the bass line. I need some. I'll give you a chance because I threw it up at you. But you know how I told you last week I was going to have Chris's hot take of the week. This is the new hot take by apparently. Macho Man wasn't the only one that got inside there.
Oh, what's this now? I got something here.
Fair enough. It sounded kind of pedophile. That's alright. Hello, welcome to Chris's hot take of the week. Rumors going around backstage is that old Roman Reigns been poking Stephanie. I don't know how much truth there is to it, but apparently he's been fucking feeding her the sausage for the last couple of weeks. That's why he's been getting. Apparently, I actually read. This is not even a fucking joke. I actually read that the doping violation didn't even happen. And they suspended him. And
boy, you're talking about a conspiracy.
It's basically like the
theories
Russians
here
in the
now.
fucking
You're
Olympics
fucking
is what I'm saying.
Tinfoil hats and stuff, and the Illuminati is going to be in this in a second.
Do you remember? You've heard. Listen, Illuminati got nothing to do with this. This got nothing to do with New World Order. All I'm saying is too sweet. Too sweet. All I'm saying is that I seriously read this. Is that there's a big old fucking thing on to go backstage. And Reigns has been de-pushed and basically made a fool of, like he was on Raw a couple times. They made a fool of him and talked about he was a loser. They had Rollins go out and bash him. It's all because there's something to go with Roman and Stephanie. I'm leaving it here for now. We don't know. I don't know if it's true or if it's false. I'm just giving you a hot take. You guys out there, our 1.5 listeners, can fucking make what you want of it. But I'm leaving it at that. I've heard it. I'm a bit of an insider. I got a few sources.
You're cozying up with Bill Abner.
And that's what I've heard. So... No, Bill Abner and me fucking cozy stuff all the time. So that's all I got to say. That's my hot take of the week.
Alright, that's Chris's hot take of the week, I guess. Well, that's
boy, that's pretty juicy.
Horrible, like a super rumor. Like this. Well, the last time we broke news, it was the whole like Brock Lesnar thing.
Guns than that, did you?
That was huge news.
Yeah, but remember I also broke JTG or whatever, sniffing fucking Rosa Mendes.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Wait a minute, did I just go back to 2008 that time, did I?
Crime Time hasn't been in turn to go me since like 2010 or something.
No.
Oh, Jay or
the
Jimmy?
Uso guy was.
I also heard something about them today as well.
Yeah,
online.
sniffing friggin'
The Usos. Yeah, apparently Vince
Becky.
is.
Who? The Usos?
Apparently Vince is really sour on the Usos.
Yeah.
Reason being, he feels they're injury prone, and they weren't taking care of themselves right when SmackDown needed them because they're trying to bolster the SmackDown tag team division, and they were supposed to be one of the forefronts on it, and they got injured and they weren't taking care of themselves properly, and he kind of feels that they let him down. Yeah, so you can see them being fucking jobbers now. They're going to be down there fucking fighting the Ascension on main event.
Connor and Victor. Well, I think we can fucking say this for one last time before they finally get buried. To all the people out there, all the listeners, and you, Johnny. When I say ooh, y'all say.
Yeah, I can't stand the Usos, man. That's one of the most forced things in wrestling history.
Ooh, I know what we should talk about before we get too much into it. Because listen, I've never seen Raw, and you told me it was shit. And we always talk about Raw, so I want to kind of deviate from that and steer aside. Let's get into the left lane there for a second. Let's talk about Dean Ambrose Stone Cold podcast, which was the most fucked up thing I ever seen in my entire life. I don't know what the hell that was. So the story is, I was in BC, and of course I'm texting Johnny for any late breaking news, and he's texting me going, "This is the weirdest podcast I've ever seen." And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "You didn't really even know how to explain it. It's like it's just weird, man. Like there's no chemistry between them or something. Like everything's coming off as like real heat or something. I don't know what you said, but you just couldn't describe it because it was so fucking weird." And of course, I was inclined to get on the app and watch it, so I watched it a couple hours later. And all I can say is, Johnny,
I still don't know.
I mean, fuck was that?
I've read a few things online where people were trying to talk about it, and everybody's kind of the consensus is that it was one of the strangest, weird, like unorthodox, awkward fucking podcast ever in history. Just because, I don't know, man. It was like Austin was trying to steer him towards something. So Austin kept trying to push onto him that he had a shitty childhood and like, oh, your mom beat you and all this stuff. And Ambrose was just like, no, man, I had a pretty good childhood. And he's like, boy, weren't you in like public housing and stuff? And he's like, yeah, so like just because I was in public housing doesn't mean I gotta have a shitty childhood. Like, fuck, that's how it is. And Austin just like, it sounds pretty shitty to me. And I'm like, okay, like he was like, yeah, he was fishing. He was fishing for like juicy. He was trying to basically bring Ambrose where he wanted him to go. And just a couple of things, like when he was like, oh yeah, Ambrose, you got out of the business there for a little while. And Ambrose was like, no, I didn't. What are you talking about? He's like, where are you even getting your information from? You reading the internet? And Austin looked fucking pissed. He was just like, ugh. And he's like, yeah, they said that you like quit the business and went to work in a health club. And he's like, yeah, I worked in a health club, but I've never left the business. He's like, I felt like it a couple times just because shitty pay and the schedule and beat up my body and stuff, but I never left the business. And then Austin just like awkwardly like looked around and I guess the biggest story coming out of that is that he called Lesnar lazy at WrestleMania. That was a big story. That's huge. That's fucking huge news, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm honestly surprised because Lesnar's got fucking huge pull. I mean, I don't care what anybody says, man. He got huge pull in that company.
No, I mean, like, I wasn't, like, I took the opposite. Like, I wasn't surprised because I feel like Lesnar has a cozy-ass job and he can basically phone it in and get paid, and he shows up once every few months, does his thing, and leaves again. And I'm not surprised at all when Ambrose was like, I was pitching ideas, I can see Lesnar, like, and I actually picture him going, nah, let's just go out there and do, let's do a straightforward, safe match. I'll just do whatever we got to do, 15 minutes, I'll go home, go hunting again on my fucking farm. Like, I don't see Lesnar as the type of guy, because he doesn't even like wrestling, as the type of guy, like, wrestlers sit back and salivate at the opportunity to go out there and impress a crowd or make history. That's what they do. That's how all the great matches ever happened, is when they had a chance to go out in front of people on a big stage and cement their legacy. Lesnar just seems like the type of guy that he don't really give a fuck about his legacy. He'll wrestle in WrestleMania the same way he'll wrestle at fucking Des Moines, Ohio or something. Like, he doesn't... I'm not surprised by it. It was juicy because you don't hear that shit on the podcast, but I wasn't... It was juicy, but I wasn't surprised, I guess is all I'll say. I take Lesnar for that type, is what I'm saying. Alright. Are you taking a shit, are you? So, anyway, Lesnar, yeah, I'm not surprised by it at all, really. Like, I think he's phoning it in, man. Like, this phone in Friday for that guy. He hasn't done anything since... Fuck. I don't know. Like, even since the Triple H and Undertaker feuds and the streak was on the line and everything, I don't remember him doing anything that really wowed me. Like, I think the guy's just, I don't know, I'm almost better off without him there. Like, I don't even think he's that much of a draw anymore, to be honest with you. Like, what does he draw? Like, what does Lesnar actually draw for the company? Like, he's not even there, man. How do you draw money when you're not even there? He doesn't even fucking exist, really. He only comes in every freaking 2 or 3 months, has a match and leaves again. Like, what good is that? It's not like the buy rates spike huge when Lesnar comes in. It's not like, oh my god, we had SummerSlam last year without Lesnar and it did a 2.1 buy rate, and this year with Lesnar it had like a 2.8 or something. No, it doesn't even spike the buy rate. Like, I don't know. I wish you kind of almost just go away. I'm sick of Heyman too, which you obviously know from our drunken tirade on the fucking deck here that night. The whole thing with the two of them, like, and Lesnar coming out and standing there like a fucking moron while Heyman just yaps these fucking gums. The whole thing, just like, get out of here. He's not even a wrestler, in my opinion.
The last thing that he did...
I got no interest in him.
The last thing that he did was any interest that I found interesting a little bit anyway. I think that's what really boistered interest in him was when he came out and destroyed Cena. Remember that? When he gave him like the 26 suplex, whatever the fuck he gave him? I think nobody really expected it. It was a bit of a surprise, so that's why people were interested in it. Not so much what actually happened, but because it did happen. You know what I mean? Nobody expected John Cena to get dominated like that or whatever. That's the only thing I remember. And I gotta agree with you. I'm kind of sick and tired of Brock Lesnar at this point. I mean, he comes in, makes his money, does his thing, and that's good for him, but I don't interested in seeing him. Okay, Brock Lesnar's on Raw next week. Big fucking deal. I don't really care. Yeah, he's going to be there. He's not going to do anything. He's not going to speak. He's not going to actually do anything at all. So why... He's not going to wrestle, so why should I be interested? I don't really get it. They try to, like, build him up as being this big thing, but he just shows up and does nothing. Like, last week, when Orton came out and RKO'd him, okay, big fucking deal. What? You know what I mean? I don't really care. It's just one of those things I don't really care about. I could care less that Orton's taking on Lesnar at SummerSlam. I could care less. It bothers me. I don't even care who wins. Well, it's true.
Calm down.
Like, I don't. It doesn't, like...
No,
like,
I don't
really care.
I don't
like Orton. I don't like Lesnar, really. I never really liked Orton, really.
I don't know. The match is supposed to be, like I said before, SummerSlam.
There's like 15 years in the making and all this shit.
You understand, right? This is... yeah, like, this is supposed to be their seller. This is what they got. This is all they fucking got. Is this Orton versus... This card has... Because Styles and Cena already happened. And, sorry to break news, people, even though they've only fought once, they've been feuding for like fucking 3 months. Ever since Cena come back. Cena came back like 3 months ago. Or 2 months ago. And they've been feuding like... It doesn't have that big match feel to it anymore because it's been dragged on. They brought in End Zone Cass in the fucking club and watered it down, so it doesn't really feel like it's too special.
Well, so thing with the Cena Styles thing
versus Lesnar.
They weren't even on SmackDown.
And I don't care
this week. You know why? They were on the Raw. They were on Raw. They had a dark match after Raw. They were traveling with the Raw crew because they were already scheduled. They were like booked to be on Raw before the draft happened, and now that they're on SmackDown, they're still booked to be on Raw, so they're like contractually obligated to be on that show. So they had to wrestle in a dark match afterwards. So they weren't on SmackDown. I was like, what the fuck are they doing? So you're basically your second biggest feud on SmackDown doesn't even exist. Well, Dolph Ziggler versus
probably their
Ambrose,
biggest, I guess, or arguable anyway, because. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Styles and Cena's got way more fucking buzz doing this.
That seems such a mid card,
so
fucking heavyweight title match. Like, has there ever been a more of a mid card heavyweight title match than that?
Well, I tell you, the only one I can think of is Diesel versus Mabel at like SummerSlam '95, which was horrid and probably the worst main event of all time.
Listen, I know the internet loves fucking
so
Dolph Ziggler, and they all he should get his chance and stuff. You know what? Dolph Ziggler's a fucking 2-time champ. He's got his chance, man. Like, give me a break.
Are you talking about Dolph Ziggler, or are you
basically
talking about
same thing?
fake
He's like a mix between Shawn Michaels and Billy Gunn, basically.
Well, yeah, he just looks like Billy Gunn because he does his finisher, but he honestly, so his tights, have you noticed he changed his tights to look like Shawn Michaels? His boots are the same as Shawn Michaels, only different color.
Yeah,
he's super kick. He even tunes up the fucking band, man. Like, he's never going to be anything. I gotta laugh at him because he's always on like social media or when he's not getting pushed, going like, I deserve better. Listen, dude, until you become something else besides fake HBK version 2.0, 2016 version, or the last 5 years, you're never going to be anything. Nobody ever got fucking famous ripping someone else off. And that's what pissed me off with Ziggler and all these shitty fucking fans. It's like, listen, Ziggler's a good seller. He's a pretty good wrestler too, but he got no fucking care. He's Shawn Michaels. He is. He emulates everything Shawn Michaels done. Watch one of his matches, and you can play Shawn Michaels' match on the left side of the screen. His on the right. They're the exact same fucking match. The same selling, the same moves, the same look, the same tights, the same boots, the same fucking everything. So get over it, people. Dolph Ziggler's got no character of his own. He's a fucking Shawn Michaels wannabe. That's all he ever will be. He's a decent wrestler. He's a shittier wrestler than Shawn Michaels. He's a good wrestler, but he's not as good as Shawn Michaels. And that's what he'll go down on. 10 years from now, they'll look back at Dolph Ziggler and say, he was okay, but he never was Shawn Michaels. And that's what he's going to go down as, because the guy's fucking loser.
This whole world heavyweight title match is two faces, so I don't understand that for one. There's been a lot of face versus face stuff, yes, but this is the world heavyweight title. Like, would it be that hard to turn one of them heel? Seriously. Like,
Especially Ziggler.
The
Well,
thing
don't
is,
turn
though,
Ambrose.
even
You turn
the
Ziggler
crowd
heel,
still
for God's
gets
sake,
behind
he needs it.
heels. Like that doesn't matter anymore. So you can't be like, oh, we can't turn him heel because the crowd's behind him. But the crowd's behind Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, and they're fucking the best heels in the company. So that doesn't matter. You can still be a heel, and the crowd can still cheer you nowadays. It's not like it used to be fucking even 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Like, you don't come out and you get fucking heat. The only people that come out nowadays to get heat are fucking people who deserve it. Like fucking Eva Marie. Like, super heat. And Reigns and stuff like that. Now, I gotta say, this might come off as like being kind of sounding weird, but like I think the Eva Marie stuff is fucking gold. I honestly gotta say, like well, she sucks.
Well, I got no
she sucks in the ring. She's
either. I don't
horrible
give a fuck what the
wrestler.
Internet Rescue says.
But
I don't care.
But the fact that like
I don't care. I like Hulk Hogan. He sucked in the ring too.
The way he got her entrance done, and how she comes to the ring and she always finds a way out of the match, and it's not just like, oh, she runs away. No, she faked an injury. Last year on Monday night, she had a wardrobe malfunction, and they couldn't have the match because her top busted off, like her fucking the straps on her top, which was like borderline. Like PG was getting the PG rating was getting pushed at that point because her fucking titties almost fell out, and but I found that fucking hilarious. The only thing I don't really like is that they debuted Alexa Bliss on Raw. So that happened to Eva Marie, and Alexa Bliss come out and beat Becky Lynch, which made Becky Lynch look mad weak. Then they had Carmella versus Natalya, and had Carmella win her debut, which made Natalya look super weak. Let me tell you, that tells you how shitty Raw was. Fucking Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch and Natalya versus Carmella were 2 matches on the fucking show. That was on SmackDown. Sorry, that was SmackDown. Like horrible. And hold on now, American Alpha, probably the best tag team they got, took on 2 jobbers, 2 local guys. When the match was going on, the Ascension came out, the Vaudevillains came out, and there's another tag team came out that were fucking mad jobbers. And Zack Ryder and Mojo Rawley come out, I'm pretty sure. And I was like, what? So this is the tag team division on SmackDown. The Ascension, Vaudevillains, and Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder. That's the tag team division.
Well, my question for you is, this is how bad this is going to have to be. So I got a question for you. Because I always have a question and a hot take on every show. So this is my question time. I didn't see Raw, but I seen a little bit of SmackDown. But I didn't see Raw. So my question is this. After the 2 shows were done, because so far, 4 weeks in, everybody kind of does like who won the week, you know what I mean? Like, did Raw win the week or did SmackDown win the week? Like, which was the better show? Unanimous, from what I've read on the fucking internet, is SmackDown was clearly the better show this week, which makes me wonder what the fuck just happened on Raw. Because if SmackDown was better than that, and even Daniel Bryan was like, we blew Raw in the water. And then I looked up, the last like 3 days, everyone was like, oh, SmackDown was like decent enough. Raw was horrible fucking shit. So you're telling me that Monday Night Raw was worse than what I seen when I turned on SmackDown Tuesday?
In my opinion, both lost.
Because that's what everybody else seems to think.
I didn't like either one of them.
It was a double lose. That's how they fucking should get fucking Reigns over, isn't it? Double loss. Remember the fucking submission match with Austin Hurt? That's how to get sympathy for him.
Accolade.
Because what's his face got that move, doesn't he? What's it called? Yeah, and he's been like, oh, I'll make you tap out to the Accolade or whatever. They should have him fucking pass out and not tap, and just have Russo grind on him. And that way, fucking, there's like Russo keeps the belt, but Reigns is the guy that didn't tap. Yeah. And maybe fans will actually cheer.
You know what really brought down Raw was that the main event made no fucking sense whatsoever. It didn't make any sense, man. I was watching, I'm like, what is happening? So, Mick Foley comes out. He invites Daniel Bryan out. They're going to talk about the... Alright. Well, it's not breaking news, but it's
breaking news from you.
So Mick Foley invites Daniel Bryan out, which leads to nothing because Rusev comes out and interrupts him. For some reason, even though he had a segment earlier with Roman Reigns, so matters not what, like, doesn't matter anything. Then fucking Cesaro comes out and says, oh, you said that if I beat Sheamus, I'd get a future title shot, so I want a title shot at the US title right now. So there's an impromptu match between Cesaro and Rusev for the US title for no reason. So booking 101, like storyline telling 101, you'd think that Cesaro would win, right? So he comes out, the crowd's behind him, yada yada yada. So I'm like, okay, this makes no sense because isn't Rusev feuding with Roman Reigns? Why would Cesaro come out and ask for a shot against the US title? Why wouldn't he just wait till after SummerSlam and fucking cash in against the Universal title? Wouldn't it make more sense? Okay, we'll get past that. So the match happens. Rusev wins, and that's it. So made no sense. Cesaro lost. Like, I was like, where does that? What does that lead to? What is that? What does that bring us to? There's no and or but. It's just over. Like, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, Sheamus came down and then Reigns come down.
And it made no sense.
Because Sheamus is in a feud with Cesaro for whatever reason. I don't even know. I think so.
Oh no!
I don't even watch it. Like the show was on, I don't even pay attention to most of it. So like, well, it's true. I don't like.
Calm down.
The best part of Raw was like the Roman Reigns promo. Not the Roman Reigns. Sorry.
Oh God!
Seth Rollins is what I meant. I meant to say Seth Rollins.
Hold on a second. Have you just become a loyal fucking assistant of the Roman Empire? You're not a bad guy. You're not a good guy.
No, I meant Seth Rollins. I meant Seth Rollins.
Sounds to me like friggin' you might be... What?
Where he said Finn Balor is not actually Finn Balor's name. That's his like taken name or whatever. And he's like, what if I just made a name and it was Rambo Apocalypse? That's what he said his name's going to be from now on. Yeah. He was like, what if I just made up a name for myself? And he's like, I'm going to be Rambo Apocalypse from now on.
Oh, God. Well, it sounds like it was another interesting week, but guess what?
I got some fans for
What?
What the fuck was that? This is going off the rails here.
Gee. Alright. Oh, I gotta... Dude, calm down a second. I got some great news for wrestling fans. Coming up. Hold on. It's good news. Next week, we only have... Just reserve one night for your wrestling watching. Because there's only Raw, SmackDown, Cruiserweight Classic, NXT, SummerSlam. It's SummerSlam next week. So, we'll have lots of time.
The breaking news.
What the fuck is that?
No.
Oh, it sounds like there's some breaking news, isn't there?
No. I was just playing it because you said there was news.
You said, or just you want to play music? Oh, yeah, I was going to say something, but I forgot because... What was it? I can't remember what I was going to say. It was a hot take again. Control. Well, it doesn't matter. There's only fucking got to have two people listen to the goddamn show. Oh, so... there's some backstage heat. Oh, wait a minute. We're like an hour in. I probably should give this up for tonight. Hey, nobody want to listen to this for fucking over an hour.
What was your heat? What are you talking about? You gotta leave us on a cliffhanger here. I don't know. You just said somebody's got heat or something.
What was it? What did I say? I can't even remember.
I don't know, man. You're the one who just said it.
Oh, it was hot.
Apparently, Kurt Angle just challenged Conor McGregor to a match.
But I already did it. He's a pussy. What was...
You said you
just leave me on.
You said somebody had heat and then you just stopped. You're like, oh, he got heat.
Oh, I don't remember that part. Well, I gotta be honest with you. I'm 151 proof. I'm fucking wasted. I've been doing this show with blinders on. I don't even know what the fuck is going on here. What I wanted to say is that next week is lots of stuff going on. So we're gonna do another podcast. For anyone out there that's listening, is next week's a big week for wrestling. Is what I was trying to say. Before you start making up rumors and pretending I was going to say something, what's happening is there's like fuck SummerSlam and all these big shows next week. Raw is always awesome. It's gonna be a good time. There's lots of stuff to look forward to. Is what I'm saying. That was it. That was all I was trying to say, man. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like. You're trying to make it sound like I had some breaking news or something?
Because you were like, there's some news, and I was like, okay, well, I better play some breaking news music. And
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Did I disappoint? So I'm gonna leave you on. It's time for tidbit of the week.
Topher's tidbit of the week.
Topher's tidbit, I calls it. Yeah, apparently old fucking what's his face, old big bad booty daddy Freakzilla wants to be featured in 2K17. Did you hear that?
There's no chance.
Yo, big bad booty daddy, baby, Freakzilla, come on. Scott Steiner, he's come out and said in an interview with like some magazine that nobody heard of, which is probably fake because he's a goddamn fucking loser. But he's come out and said that he wants to be. You know how they always have these legends on the cover and shit. Like Goldberg was this year. They had Sting one year. They had fucking Marty Jannetty that one year. Now this time, Scott Steiner wants to come out and fucking be at 2K17 as like the lead guy, the unlockable character or whatever. I'm like, okay. First of all, that ain't gonna happen because you stopped doing the Frankenstein in like '94.
Well,
like,
plus I'm pretty sure he sued WWE or something, or tried.
That's my tidbit of the week is Scott Steiner. He's actually speaking of that, Johnny. He's currently in the midst of a massive lawsuit with WWE. So he's like, I want to be on the cover.
Apparently came out today that Buff Bagwell suing the WWE as well.
Fucking lawsuit. Oh yeah, Buff Bagwell.
Big Show's retiring next year. Apparently,
business is not doing as well as he thought it would. Oh, thank God! Oh, do we have any miracle music to play right now? Because
we do. Yeah,
we need like we need a producer. Who wants to work as our producer for free? Like, we can't pay you. It'll be fucking pro bono. Like, listen, we can't afford to pay nobody anything. But if there's someone out there that wants to actually just, on cue, play music for us when we need it, we'll take it. Because we need some kind of music if Big Show's retired.
He's fighting Shaq next year, but I think he's going to...
He's fighting Shaq, though, isn't he?
He's going to, like, give it up after that, I think.
This is great news.
Let's see if I can find something here.
This is great news. That's it.
Oh, that's fucking gay.
What?
No, here we go.
No, that sounded fucking perfect. That was like goddamn angel coming down from the heavens, man. The Big Show's out. Well, there's the Big Show.
And just
Can
before
you believe
going
it's
on,
finally
I'll run through
happening?
all the news that's coming out here. WWE creating more lesbian, gay, bi, transsexual characters and storylines, apparently.
Alright, first of all, what are you trying to set me up here? Is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to set me up. Is this what this is? Is this what this show has become? It's just basically a platform
because we know how you feel
for
about the LBGTQ community.
Listen, first of all, I didn't say anything bad about the LGBT community. You set me up. You did. You put me on a platform that I couldn't... no! Okay? 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 I didn't say anything bad about the LGBTQ community. All I said was...
Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
So they're making more
you just
gay,
stop it.
transgender characters. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes because...
Well, all I got to say is you should fit right in with that, shouldn't you faggot?
Okay. No. But...
Fine, nobody listens to us anyway. Actually, hold on, Johnny. Just to be fair, we're an hour and 8 minutes in.
They stopped listening
10
minutes in, they stopped listening. So.
Yeah. Fag nut, queer, fucking midget.
Okay. That's too far.
Nigger
That's
midget.
too far. You can't say that.
Like, no.
I apologize to all the African American midgets out there.
Yeah. I was banging an old black fella the other day because I'm waiting. I had a African.
What, an alcoholic?
Oh, a African baby.
Well, I got 5 beer gone while we're doing
African babies. Alright, listen. Like, nobody's listening at this point. But, the LGBT
you know how
thing,
WWE handles those fucking characters, though, man. It's going to be just fucking brutal. They're going to make it as a joke.
They'll make it such a stereotype.
Oh,
such a freaking
look what they did with the
thing
Chuck and
it'll
Billy
become,
thing.
like,
That was a
embarrassing,
fucking joke. Yeah, remember when he got married?
Chuck and Billy, the tag team? Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah, but then they
That's some
fucked it all
compelling
over at the
storylines,
end by
isn't
just
it?
saying, "Oh yeah, it was all a joke and we weren't really gay the whole time" and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, at the wedding they stopped it all and said it was.
Oh,
all
I
a
don't
joke.
remember that part. Is that what actually happened? Oh, first of all, like this is coming from a company. This new, like I'm gonna pick up. Well, I'm gonna change my tone here, and I'm gonna pick up for the LGBT community because this company is supporting LGBT people with new storylines. This comes from a company that's, let's be honest, The Rock ain't black. The Rock is like what you call like African. So, let's be honest, they've never made one black star ever. Name one black. I mean black now. I mean like Ahmed Johnson Black. Alright? And I ain't talking about fucking Rock Black. I'm talking about like Farouk Ahmed Johnson Black. Name one black star they've ever put the title on or ever made or created from the ground organically and made a star. Name one black guy.
None.
I challenge you. In the modern era, since like
Well, because
1984.
I don't get how they say
So
that
they
the
can't
Rock is
even do
black.
that
He's
right.
Samoan, isn't he?
You know what I mean? Like, we got
Samoan's
past
not
the
black. That's not African American.
Yeah, but they said... I know, but lots of people think he's black just because his complexion's a bit dark. Because people are stupid. You gotta
Like, I think
remember
he's
that.
half
That's not-
black. His
people are
his
dumb.
dad's
So they see
black,
the guy and they're
for
like, well, he's
sure.
not white. That must mean he's black.
So he's half black. So he's not.
His dad is black as fuck.
Yeah, you're
But
not
what I'm
talking.
saying-
You're talking about
Yeah.
full blown
he's
African
half
American.
But... Dude, I'm not even talking about full blown. I'm just talking about a black guy. Like, let's just... It doesn't have to be full blown, like, dark chocolate
No, but-
shit.
But what I'm
fucking-
talking about is
we're not
like
talking about
they're
black- just a
racially, like
normal
their race.
black
They don't
dude.
have to be color be totally black, but just racially black mom, black dad.
Yes, like that's it. So they got a black mom, black dad. You name me, because this is what I'm talking about. They couldn't even figure that out, right? I mean, it's been like goddamn Martin Luther King was in like 1966, man, and that revolution started 50 years ago, and they still haven't figured that part out yet. Now they're going to delve into the LGBT community. They haven't even figured out how to put a title on a black guy yet, let alone a transsexual or a gay guy or a fucking bisexual. Like, I mean, they're jumping into waters that their brains cannot comprehend, is what I'm saying. All McMahon knows, and all Triple H knows too, because he's only a fucking goof. The guy's a musclehead fucking goof. And just like Vince is face, heel, white, push a guy, not push a guy, put the title on the fucking biggest guy in the company. They don't know anything else. They don't know black. They don't know race. They don't know fucking anything gay characters. They don't know any of that. It's going to fail horribly. It's going to be embarrassing. I honestly swear to God, when I see this, if it doesn't turn out to be a total embarrassment to the wrestling community and a complete stereotype, I'll be shocked.
Oh yeah,
because
they're going to be
Vince
like
loves stereotypes. He loves them, and he's going to run every single thing you think that the LGBT is.
Think of the last gay character you
fucking ground.
think of the last gay
I think it's gonna be an
character they
embarrassment.
had on TV.
I honestly do, baby.
Rico. Remember Rico? Yeah, so that's what you're going to get.
Yes, that
you're
was
going to get
horrible
Rico.
too.
Because Vince thinks that gay people are like
Yeah,
all super
good job.
flamboyant, like dressing in like pink and bright purple and stuff with their hands waving, like limp hands, like oh my god, like this kind of stuff. That's what he thinks gay people are.
Yeah, all right, you sound way too accurate as a gay guy. First of all, that was the most fucking stunning.
Well, you know a lot of
impersonation
gay
I've ever
guys,
heard in
I
my
know
entire
that.
life. Let me ask you, Thom.
No.
Are you,
know a lot
part of
gay
the
guys, so I'm sure you
LGBT
know what they sound
community?
like.
No. I do know a lot of gay guys. I got 3 or 4 in my room now waiting for the orgy to
Okay,
start.
yeah, we'll end this. We're
Okay.
a little bit too
We gotta
far
end
in.
this. Fuck it. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Before we end it, because, like I say, we don't get to do it very much, and nobody's listening anyway
I
at
don't
this
think
point.
so.
Is there any more
There's a
fucking
few things
breaking news of the week?
It-
As you start
There's a
yawning,
few things I want to talk about. We can
I
we
go
can save it till the next
fuck it is.
podcast. Well,
I hate it when you get me all fired up.
well, you got to get fired up earlier into the podcast. Then maybe we'll start talking about gays earlier in the podcast, and then you get all fired up.
No, it's not. All right. First of all, what? It's not anything to do with gays.
Yeah.
You're painting
Everybody's
a
gonna think
picture
you're
of
a
me as
fucking bigot,
horribly not
racist.
accurate. Everyone's going to think I'm a goddamn
You're a
incarnation
modern-
of Archie Bunker or something?
You're a modern day Archie Bunker. Yeah,
Go
yeah,
get me
I'm
fucking...
savage, you fucking meathead.
Like...
You're a Polak.
Fucking
You're like a
meathead.
fucking Polak.
Alright, well, like I said, I don't want... Listen, I'm not a fucking Polak or whatever. Listen, this is why I'm gonna be honest with everybody. It's because the first part of the show, you're starting off, and anybody that does want to listen is probably listening. Because if anyone turned their show on the last 20 minutes when we do it, that's where fucking we get to eat. Because we know nobody's listening. So maybe what I gotta do is, we'll start from the back. You know what I mean? Like, it'll be like Back to the Future. It'll be like some fucking Marty McFly shit. If we start from the last part and go forward, that's almost like Benjamin Button. Remember that
old,
Benjamin Button?
young.
Didn't he get like... Well, if we could do that in our podcast, yeah, it's good. No, I like to talk, but the thing is, it's just, it gets silly at the end. Because
we're getting more comfortable at the end, too. So
look at it. I mean, nobody's listening. That's not... But it's not even that. Like, we don't want to be... The end of it is just so ridiculous that it turned... Like, I enjoy talking, like, wrestling, too. Like, I like the way it is now, where we talk... the first half an hour or so, like, I actually do enjoy talking about wrestling and Raw, and I want to drive some points home and talk about it. I don't want it to all just be a shit show in front of games. But then once we get it out of the way, and it's like, okay, we've done it, now we've talked about everything we wanted, then we just become, like, two guys talking and we do our thing. But I don't want the whole thing to be like that, because I actually do enjoy talking wrestling, and I enjoy what you're saying, and
you're gay.
You know what I mean? I like listening to your point of view, and then... So it's a mixture of both worlds. What I'm saying is we're goddamn legends.
I guess we'll
like, Ron Burgundy ain't got shit on us.
That's a good soundbite to end it on.
That's a pretty good way to end, I guess. Yeah. Okay, everybody. Now, Johnny, you're not Matthew McConaughey. Okay, right. So let me
goodbye,
do the outro, and you say goodbye now. Okay, everybody. We'll see you next time, probably about a week from now, and we'll hit you up with our podcast. Have a good week. See ya.